aspects when you just can sit down and write about him. I love that. And I think it just shows in my writing because I just love dealing with just him.
Yeah, because I can tell you're enjoying it, and it really shows. And I've been enjoying them. Just keep up the good work, and you're doing a good job.
All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem. I want to ask you too about that remote viewer that paid you a visit on Friday.
Yeah.
You said that same person has paid you visits before. Does that person ever speak to you or say anything to you, or?
No. No. I basically I ignore them.
Right.
I see them and I ignore them. If this house starts turning into a zoo, I'll mutter under my breath, you have 5 seconds to get out, everybody's going into the abyss. And they can hear you just fine.
Yeah.
But you mumble in your own breath, they hear very loudly in the spirit realm.
Uh-huh.
And so you give them 5 seconds and then the house is cleared. Give them a head start. But some, like this one I've dealt with a couple of times already.
Oh.
And, you just get tired of it.
Does it freak you out at all, huh?
No, I just ignore them.
Huh.
I mean, it ticks me off that, they're here. But for some, a lot of times just leads me, to just leave them alone. A lot of them have come to the Lord just sitting here spying.
I know,
They see that you're real, that you are what you say you are. Do what you say you do.
That whole purpose of that, I mean, they're just trying to, I don't know, intimidate you, but they know they can't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything that ever could intimidate me enough to stop, except death itself.
Yeah, you've seen it all, you've been through it all.
Yeah, and it's just, you get tired of it, it just wears you out, drains your energy.
Yeah, I bet.
And then sooner or later you just get fed up and stand up and kick them all to the abyss, and that's why you go in such lulls where for a long time you'll have peace and quiet, because no one's still afraid to come near you. And then some bold ones will start coming up, later. You always have these cycles. The idiots will come out of nowhere and decide that they're going to hound you, and then you just get rid of them.
Right.
So it just goes in cycles.
Well, thanks for clarifying that question I asked you earlier. And before I let you go, I just want to say, keep up the good work. Keep fighting the good fight. And I thank the Lord every night, every day that He led me to you. You and I become friends, and I especially got to know you a lot better when we collaborated on your second book cover. And I've grown to love you like a sister, and just keep up the good work. And
oh, you're awesome. You're one of these guys that when I see you in heaven, I just want to give you a big hug.
I feel the same way, Sherry.
You're just a true friend, one of the very few true ones, real ones that I've had on the internet. There's so many people that just try to infiltrate you, to change your direction, to change your focus, to steal your time, steal your energy. And you've never been one of these people. You've always just been a true friend.
I'm glad that you realize that, and you made me happy by saying that. And don't ever change, and I'm behind you 100%.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Joe.
No problem. I'll talk to you later, and God bless you and your family.
God bless you and yours.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Listener caller line 260-356-2611. And of course, I love hearing from Joe. Joe is the one who designed the cover for my last book, Aliens on the Internet. Did an awesome job on that cover. And I enjoy it when he calls in. He's a sweet guy. Just one of these real people. You could always tell the real people, as opposed to just people sent to distract you, and take up your time, take up your energy, keep you distracted, change your focus. And that's pretty much where I stay on my own. I have 20 websites, the Daily Blogger, the radio show. I don't have a staff. I don't have anybody to help, and at the same time, I don't have anybody to try to control either. And I prefer that. Over the time, I've just seen it that I don't have anybody trying to influence me. And when I do get people trying to influence me, I just start to ignore them, and I can just walk away. And if I had a staff and I had a ministry, you just more or less kind of get stuck in that, Always got people around you telling you what to do, what direction to take, and anybody that knows me knows that I've always just stayed with what the Lord wants me to do. I do what He says, what He leads me to do, and I don't have anybody else to try to distract me from my focus, distract me from my job. And so that's a plus in being by yourself, being on your own, as opposed to having staffs and everybody else. At the flip side, you don't have, promotion departments or whatever to keep the ministries funded. I rely totally on listener donations. Still need donations to stay on the air next month. Need about $250 to stay on the air next month. And so, yeah, you know, it makes it a little hard because you have to do everything. But one thing I do refuse to do is go out and get sponsors. Because then you're putting your name on that sponsor. You know, I could just see it now. If I opened up my radio show to sponsors, I would have New Age stuff out the yin. You know, I'm sure they would think it would be quite entertaining and amusing to become sponsors of my show. You know, they listen to my show just about as much as anybody else does. You know, I'm not going to put voodoo health products on my show. Or, you know, I've seen some that do have the right idea, try to get some of these survival places to sponsor as sponsors. That would be fine. That would be fine. I would have to totally critique and discern who was going to be allowed. But that's why I don't become reliant on sponsors. I just rely on the Lord and His listeners. I know there's a lot out here that are waking up daily. It's His people, His elect, that are waking up in these last days. Because I don't make any sense to the church crowd, to the bride crowd. They wouldn't be listening to me. It's usually the elect, the 144,000, those involved, that are going to be called to be a part of that group, that are the ones that are listening, because they're waking up now. All of the stuff makes sense. Most of them are on a journey of seeking the truth in all things with Him, no matter what level they are at. Some of them may be at the beginning. Some may be way more advanced. But that's basically what it is people waking up to the truth. So that's a silly email from somebody. I'm not going to read that on here. It's kind of lewd. Should be expected. But folks, that's what basically this listener audience is basically His elect, His chosen elect that He is raising up. And also those who are sitting on the fence, who need to get off the fence, need to recommit to the Lord in these last days, because we don't have a lot of time. There's not a lot of time. You could die tomorrow. And you're sitting on the fence, you're wasting time. You could be fulfilling your calling in Him, and you're not doing that. You're not fulfilling your calling in Him. You know, in Matthew chapter 13 talks about 4 types of believers. And you better understand this exactly what Satan is familiar with and how he manipulates and works with our churches today and believers. I want to read this parable. It says in verse 19, "When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received by the wayside. But he that received the seed into stony place is the same as he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yes, he hath not root in himself, but endureth for a while. For when tribulation and persecution ariseth because of the word, and by and by he is offended." And these are the ones that Satan knows full well. He uses this, what I call fast food religion. It's people that will go to these evangelists, like people won't, understand, how can you say Billy Graham's evil? Well, Billy Graham has announced his loyalty to Lucifer. He's a 33rd degree Mason. But how could he have this huge ministry